This week on Case Studies with the Biz Doc, it's Zego. It's commercial insurance by a startup, a fintech company over in the UK, and they are making a heavy impact. We've got the venture story, the growth story, where they're going, and oh my, $1 billion valuation. This week. Zego, the London-based fintech company that's disrupting the commercial insurance lane. Let's talk about who founded it, where they came from, where they went, the venture money, and where they're going. It was founded by Sten Saar, Harry Franks, and Stuart Kelly. These three were over there in London working for Deliveroo, among other things. And I think one of them was also an engineer at another startup company. And they had the idea to offer insurance for everybody that's riding scooters and doing deliveries, or small cars doing deliveries in and around London. And they said, these people need commercial insurance, but they need it maybe by the day or by the week to match the gig economy, doing a little bit on the side, the gig economy, so that the insurance would match the needs of those people in that gig economy. These three guys are incredibly talented, and they really had a vision for that. And it's an example of leaving one company and starting a company that you're going to sell to the company you left, but it's serving an important need. And we're going to see how that unfolded as Deliveroo would later be one of the key customers of Zigo. So let's take a look at the starting point here and the money they raised. It was $250,000 in seed in September of 2016 when Sten, Harry, and Stuart said, hey, let's bring this idea to life. And to life it went. They had delivery driver insurance, and they also didn't just want to be offering insurance, and they had relationships with other insurance companies so they could offer the various types of insurance, and it would be through them. But they also had a vision to take telematics to get more information to do underwriting. Now, what's underwriting? Underwriting is the process by which an insurance company determines how risky you are and the price of your car insurance or of your life insurance or your boat insurance or your renter's insurance. And they used to look at things like, what zip code do you live? Is your car in a garage overnight? What make and model of your car? Do many thieves like to steal that particular make and model? That's not your fault, but that adds to your risk. And that's all called underwriting. And then they come together and say, you're going to pay us $60 a month for that car insurance. Well, they felt there was a better way, that through telematics, also providing behavioral information, like how you drive when you drive, not just what kind of car, do you have a garage, what zip code do you live in, all of that's important. How old are you, male or female, and what are people like that in your area typically acting like on the road? But wait, typically, we can know certainly through telematics, because we can trace what's going on with you, how do you drive, and we can see if you don't stop for stop signs. We can see if you're speeding through school zones. We can see all those things like this. And so what's interesting is they claim to have 5 times more data so they could do better underwriting. So they're bringing potential customers back to the insurance companies they were doing business with, saying, hey, insurance company, we think this individual here that's part of the gig economy has a couple scooters, and he and his brother deliver for Deliveroo, a food delivery. So what do you say? I think there's probably a better risk here. And the insurance company appreciated that because it gave them more and better information to do their underwriting. So away they go. In June of 2017 of $2 million. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is not a seed round. That's really like a Series A, but they didn't call it that. They still said it was a seed round. But if you can get $2 million together for friends and family, you're doing something. Then they raised $9 million in November of 17. Okay. Now we're talking. This is real. Raised $11 million here after $250. Well, you don't think that maybe the experience they had and telematics as a differentiator had something to do with attracting investors? You bet. There's the differentiation. We're only going to offer it as commercial insurance for delivery people, and we are going to have telematics to have better underwriting for the insurance companies. And someone said, you know what? I'm going to put a bet on you. $9 million, and away they went. They wouldn't raise their next money until June of 19, but it was a whopper, $42 million, which is more than 4 times what they had raised in their Series A in November 2017. Now, there's something else that they did there that I think probably had a lot to do with this, is they announced in 2019 that they had applied for and received permission to become a carrier. In other words, an insurance carrier, so they could write their own policies. So some of this big round here was probably to build the infrastructure and the staffing, the things that you need to be a successful carrier. Now, you also have the partnership with reinsurance carriers and reinsurance licenses and things like that. But nonetheless, I think this is all interrelated here when we dig back into the history. So what happened? They go out and they say, well, wait a minute, let's go out and get some partnerships. They went to Uber, to Bolt, to Ola. Remember, Bolt and Ola may not be familiar to you here in the United States, but remember, these folks are in London. And Deliveroo, as we mentioned, which is the alma mater where they came from, and Tier and Dot. And so they had a great group of customers here that says, hey, we'll provide insurance, commercial insurance, to your people that are in the gig economy. Because remember, if you're driving around town and going to school or work in your own car, that's private, personal. But if you start delivering and start doing like that, technically that's commercial enterprise, and you do need commercial insurance to properly protect yourself. And many of these will say, hey, show me your commercial insurance policy so that we know you have more than just personal insurance. You actually have commercial insurance because you're conducting a business with your car, your Vespa, your bike, whatever it is. And so here they go, off to get a carrier license. So now they're going to be able to write their own paper as well as work with insurance partners they have. Pretty amazing. Well, how did it go? Well, from there, they really got a lot of traction, and the big hit comes. And it happened in March of this year, and it's 2021, mid-year as we're filming this, and in March, which was the end of first quarter 2021, oh my goodness, General Catalyst comes along. They give them $150 million, more than 3x their last investment. Take a look at this. More than 4x, then more than 3x. They're really driving, really getting momentum. And more importantly, General Catalyst gets them a $1 billion valuation. There's only one word for that, and that is damn! They're in the Unicorn Club, and they're in the Unicorn Club in less than 5 years. And look at the acceleration that's only in the last 2 years. And by the way, that's a unicorn. I know that looks like a pony with an antler, but screw you, it's a unicorn. Then 265 employees right now, going to be 500 employees by the end of the year. 17 million policies been written, and they're covering 200,000 vehicles. And now they've expanded into fleets. Do you think all of that traction with these partners, with telematics as a differentiator, and along the way, Pac-Man came along and they bought a telematics company, Drivet, acquired it, probably the use of some of this funds here, and they're driving forward and they get $1 billion valuation because someone's looking at this and going, oh my goodness, this isn't just going to be a commercial insurance for the gig economy. They could cover entire fleets and do all this. They have carved out a place in insurance that started giving insurance to guys with Vespas with a Deliveroo pack on their back, delivering in and around London. So let's take a look at the lessons here. What a great company. I really, really like this case study because it's so simple. The lessons are serve the niche. They saw an opportunity. Hey, these little delivery people in the gig economy, they need insurance too, commercial insurance. Why don't we do that rather than calling their own insurance company and trying to figure out how they work through the maze of people to get the commercial policy added to their personal policy? They're like, no, let's make it easy for them. Let's get out there and let's use telematics so that they can get it more simple. They serve the niche. And then this one I like. I'll be back. Like Arnold the Terminator, they said, I'll be back. Where are they back? They leave Deliveroo. I'll be back with insurance for the people that are working for Deliveroo. So they come back to Deliveroo solving a problem for Deliveroo, providing commercial insurance for all those people that Deliveroo is trying to recruit to be delivery drivers for Deliveroo. I'll be back. So you go out the front door, go out the back door, say goodbye, come back in the front door with a new business card, smiling and saying, I've got something that you need. And a partnership comes back together. Lastly, focus, then expand. They had a lot of good focus of just doing it right in London, providing that commercial insurance for the guys on the Vespas that are delivering for Deliveroo. They expanded from there now to the point that they have a carrier license that happened 3.5 years after they were founded, and now they're adding fleets at 4 and 5 years after they're founded. But the first thing they did, get it right and focus, focus, focus. I love this company. I love this case study. Many of you in the United States probably don't know about it because they haven't heard of it, but now you have Zigo, a great success story. Well, that's what I think about Zigo, but what do you think? Leave a comment down below. I answer as many as I can, and I'm looking forward to your thoughts because you are my customer. I'm here to build the case studies for you to learn and understand how other startup enterprises around the world are doing it. And while you're there leaving a comment, please subscribe to Valuetainment, the best channel on the internet for entrepreneurial content. And if you like this one, please check out this from the Biz Doc archives. I think you'll like that case study as well. Until next time, I'm Tom Ellsworth, the Biz Doc, and I hope I left you better than I found you.